Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Are you a busy mom or a busy dad? Check out these time-saving tips. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, owner of PutYourselfFirst.com, health and fitness coach here, coming at you with some tips today that, I share these type of tips, these time savers or ways to make the most of your day for just kind of generally anybody can do. But sometimes I overlook that there's a lot of busy moms and dads out there. Now, I know we're all crazy busy, right? I mean, it's just that way. It's kind of, I don't know. A lot of us seem to think we're the only one that's busy because it's us living our own life. But really, the more and more people I talk to, when I check in with them, that's almost like a knee-jerk reaction when people will say, oh, just crazy busy, or something to that. So here's some tips, especially for moms and dads out there who are, shuttling kids off to school in the morning and going to the different sporting events or recitals or whatever it is that your kids are heading off to. These tips may help you with just managing your time and being able to put yourself first and be able to have some sanity about things. And this isn't taking away from anything that you're doing. It's just putting into perspective some priorities. And so I did some research out there and just came up with maybe 5 or 6 things that I wanted to share with you that I thought could potentially resonate with you that you could start putting into practice. Now, I know it's really easy sometimes when you get tips. It's easy to go, yeah, but, and to just say, that won't work for me, not with my crazy busy life. But I'm going to challenge you on that to at least give some of them an honest try before writing them off, okay? So one thing is to say no more often. That means like setting boundaries, just saying no to those certain requests that really don't help you or your family reach the goals that you're wanting to do. That's going to help you gain a lot more control. And I know a lot of you out there are yes people. And so are you a yes person? Do you tend to just pile onto your plate? And when things are, kind of settling down, do you feel compelled to add more to your plate and make it crazy, crazy wild and stressful? So learn to say no more often. Another one is to streamline that morning rush. Mornings tend to be chaotic for people. And a lot of times, I'm going to challenge you not to hit that snooze button. And I know some of you parents are probably laughing like, what's a snooze button? But don't hit the snooze button, because what that does, that just tells the brain that, hey, things aren't important until you do wake up. And then you're in a chaotic whirlwind, right? So even if you don't have kids, no to the snooze button. Just get up, count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bam, I'm up, I'm going. And just got out of bed, because the first 5 minutes is all it takes just to, get up, be refreshed, and get going. Not saying you won't be tired, but it'll keep you from going into that next sleep pattern that won't happen. But anyway, to avoid the morning rush, plan the night before. And I know this is probably easier said than done, but I think it will really help you out. That can be laying out the next day's clothing, checking the weather and laying out the clothing for the kids or clothing for yourself. Having the table ready for breakfast next morning. My mom's great at that. She still does that. She sets everything out that she's going to do for her morning breakfast the night before. And she's retired. Pack snacks or make the lunches, get water bottles, whatever filled and prep the night before. And that includes, backpacks and shoes and stuff like that. And in the morning, skip just don't do it. Don't jump into your social media or checking email, because that's going to drain your time and then put you into a more of a tailspin of panic to get things going. You set that aside for later, you'll be doing really well. Now, the next one is another one that I think a lot of times people roll their eyes at, but you've got to put free time on your schedule. You're going to need an hour. If you need an hour to yourself, whether it's to get your workout in or to search for a recipe or even just to read a magazine or veg out on the couch, you're going to have to schedule it into your day, because if you're going to try to squeeze that in between this, and this little running somebody to Little League or taking somebody over for play rehearsal, chances are your time's going to get eaten up with something else. So you have to schedule it just like your kids have those events scheduled. You have to do that for yourself. And the next tip is to batch those time-sucking tasks. That's reading email or catching up on the news or going to Target or Walmart for just one thing. Pick a time during your day to read and respond to your emails, okay? Set a timer for you if you're going to jump in on Instagram or Facebook, because it's really easy to all of a sudden just be a victim to those notifications, right? Every time that goes off, you feel like a little morphine drip that you got to get on there. But give yourself a break that way. Just pick a few times each day. Now, granted, I mean, if you're a person that needs to do that and you've got your day managed just fine, well, so be it. But this is for the crazy busy parent, right? Shopping lists. Keep those on your phone so that you're not constantly trying to figure out where things are at or what the list is, or even create a new list. There's a lot of apps out there that you can do for that. So then you don't forget items when you're at the store doing that. So, and the other thing is, if you're going out and doing errands, this is what I do. I don't have kids. Here I am, but I don't have kids. But what I do is, if I know that I've got to go out for something, I will try and batch a bunch of different things all together, so that I can hit different stores all at once and get it all done, as opposed to all these little mini runs that eat up time during the week. The next one is to put yourself first. That's putting you on the calendar and making sure that you're taking care of them before you go and run those errands, before you're checking your email. I look at this as kind of your miracle morning mindset. Even if you set the alarm for like 20 minutes earlier than what you typically need to get up and hit the ground running, then you can start the day with some gratitude. You can start this day with just a silent time, just to get your mind right and set a vision for what you want to accomplish during the day. Get a workout in. Schedule your workouts in the morning. That's a great thing to do. Or just do some yoga or meditation. Just get your body stretching and moving and things like that. And another fun thing, if you want to do a full workout later in the day, do a workout with your kids. They got that brand new workout program called Double Time. You need 2 people to do it. Or Country Heat. I hear that both of those are great ones to do with kids. And here's my last tip for you. It's all about meal prepping and chores. Have the kids help you. Now, I know this is probably a no-brainer. You probably have to pretty much bribe the kids to join you. But however you make it work, whether it's picking one afternoon and meal prepping a big batch of things that you can have as grab and go for the week, and have them join you in on that. Same deal with chores. Doing simple recipes like using a slow cooker or an Instant Pot. That's it. I know for me and a lot of parents out there, we use Shakeology for one of our meals, so that makes it really super easy. And if your kids are really hungry in between, want a healthy snack, the new Daily Sunshine smoothie I hear is absolutely, well, I've had it, but I hear many kids are absolutely loving it. And so those are some new things. So I ask you now, what sort of things can you think of that are some time-saving tips for parents? Some things that I probably didn't mention, but you think, that you're thinking, man, that would be really valuable or helpful for the listeners on this podcast. I really encourage you to either email me, that's perrytinsley@gmail.com, or you can just post it down in the comments section, or head over to Facebook or Instagram, send me a message and say, hey, I was listening to your podcast on tips for busy parents. Here's something that's worked for me that I think will help other people out. You'd absolutely rock by doing that, and I so appreciate you for being a subscriber of this podcast. And if you know of somebody that can benefit from these, please pass it on. You know, it'd be really crazy cool. So if you got over into the iTunes store or in the podcast app and gave an honest rating and review, that would be so crazy cool. And I don't know if you knew this or not. Power Blast. If you go into the iTunes store, you can do a search for Power Blast Podcast. It's available as a video version or an audio version if you want to just take it in the car and not have to be watching anything right there. So that's all I have for this week. I really appreciate you for subscribing. And remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.